NFL draft just happened. We had baseballs playing nobody cares about. NBA's coming to a close on regular season. We have kids running in the state track meet this week. Baseball starts playoffs Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Most teams will start Thursday.
And we do care about the state playoffs, by the way.
Yeah, we do care about that. Softball, I believe, is going to be in week 3, if I'm not mistaken. How did Pleasant Grove play? Did they play Gilmer in softball? Week 2? Is that right?
Not sure. I know the boys played them last night.
Maybe that's what I saw.
Boys played them last night, and it was a nail biter, and they pulled out a close game.
Was it 11-4? That doesn't sound like a close game.
No, it was 6-4. I think.
Well, maybe the girls played them then.
Yeah. Was that a makeup game?
I'm not sure.
Why did it happen on
It was a makeup game?
I know that they had both teams had a few problems with the strike zone last night, and Pleasant Grove pulled out a close game. You know, that's a sign of a good team. I always tell the kids, if you can win the game when you're not playing well.
Yeah.
You know, you can't always do that. You just learn to win.
Well, best of luck to them in the playoffs. They'll be having a home game Thursday. Pleasant Grove will, so Liberty Isle will as well.
Really?
They're doing a 3-game series, I believe, with Henderson.
Kilgore.
You sure? Yeah, it is Kilgore, because they'll be game 1 at Liberty Isle, game 2.
And Pleasant Grove plays Spring Hill, don't they? Am I correct about that?
Well, the girls play Farmersville this Friday in the playoffs, and baseball. I got your schedule right here.
And how clutch is the girls?
Very clutch. So the boys have
Yeah.
Lindale.
Is it Lindale?
Mm-hmm. Looks like they're gonna do a home and home. So home Thursday, on the road Friday, and then they'll play again Friday if the third game's needed.
All right. Well, let's get into NFL draft real quick. One of my favorite days, really few days of the year, is the NFL draft.
It's my top 3.
I didn't watch it as much as I normally do. I don't know why. I just wasn't as excited as I normally am for a draft. I mean, because we knew Trevor Lawrence was going number 1.
No doubt.
I was really surprised with San Francisco's pick. I don't really understand it.
I don't either, because I think it's a big project. I do think there's a chance for a massive upside, but I do think it's a 2 or 3 year project.
So my deal is, if you're going to draft a player top 5, okay, and you're going to do a quarterback, and then I know I'm going to get a lot of heat on this, but wouldn't you want a quarterback that's been playing against elite competition?
Usually.
Okay. And
yes, but the problem is a lot of times when you play elite, the reason I think Alabama quarterbacks, for one, is average is because their receivers are wide open all the time too. So it just, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
I guess my point being is, we know he hasn't been playing elite competition at North Dakota State or wherever he's from. Like, can't even argue it. He hasn't been. He may not have played a elite team while he was there the entire time. And for him to be, let's say his receivers are yard and a half open in let's say an SEC game, that may be a yard. In an NFL, that's going to be half a yard wide open. Is that something he's going to be able to transition to? You know, like it's such a big gamble. Because let me ask you this: all right, let me think. If OBU has a running back that rushed for 278 yards and 3 touchdowns in one game, does that mean the same to you as a running back at the University of Arkansas playing LSU that rushed for 278 with 3 touchdowns? Are those the same?
No, that's not the same.
Okay, so if he had the same numbers as one of those guys, obviously you're going to take the guy who's been playing against elite competition, even if he has elite players around him.
That being said, Najee Harris at 25 is a steal.
You're not answering the question.
I know. I'm not sorry. You talking about running backs. I had to switch.
Well,
The monster.
I'm just saying, like, you know, and the same thing. This kid may turn out to be the best quarterback ever, but I'm not going to gamble on that.
I wouldn't.
Because
not at the 3 pick.
Yeah, I mean, like, who's he playing against? I don't even know who they play.
Well, you know, to me, the most sideways.
Give me their schedule.
Okay.
You know, let me tell you the most sideways pick to me. I'm not saying he's a bad kid. I do think he's a quality quarterback. But I think Sam Darnold was a quality quarterback. You look at his numbers at the end of the year.
He's going to have a decent career.
Yes, and you got him, and I don't think there's a big difference in the guy they drafted. Okay, let's put this in perspective. Let's say they keep him, they trade out of the pick, get Jamar Chase, and then the number 2 offensive lineman from USC. With the other pick they have, I mean, now you got Donald, someone that protects him, and Jamar Chase in the first round.
I'm just glancing over here, and like my argument is proving up so true right now. Go ahead and give him the schedule.
Central Arkansas, Youngstown State, Southern Illinois, Missouri State, Illinois State, North Dakota, South Dakota, Northern Iowa, South Dakota State, and Eastern Washington, and Sam Houston in the playoffs.
So I guess my point being is, how many of those guys that he played against got drafted? How many DBs got drafted out of that?
Probably not many.
Yeah, if any. And everybody Mac Jones played against got drafted probably. You know what I mean? It's just it's a weird thing. Like, I'm not saying, like, quarterback is the one position where I feel like if anybody can make it, a quarterback has the best chance from one of these small schools. But I'm not risking a third pick. I don't care if Michael Vick played for North Dakota State. Yeah. It's going to be hard for me to take him because I don't see him playing against elite talent.
I will say
with that high of a pick. That's all I'm saying.
Some of them grinders that play at the mid-level college teams, though, do really well because this is a crazy stat. More undrafted quarterbacks have made the Hall of Fame than number one picks.
No, I mean, I can see that.
That is insane because they had to grind for it.
Yeah.
You know?
And on the flip side of that, the other argument is name the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL and which one of them were elite, played against elite competition in college. Like Josh Allen went to Wyoming. I'm sure they'll be happy with him. Right? Well, Russell Wilson played a year and a half tops and did play against elite competition.
The quarterback is the one position where –
same school, Carson Wentz. They'd be happy with this kid first 5 years for what Carson Wentz was.
Like that's the one position where you can go and do something. But the third pick –
I agree.
That is such a big gamble.
I wouldn't take him.
I feel like Justin Fields wasn't even – as big of a gamble with the epilepsy thing as this kid is.
I would have took Justin Fields before I did him. I think he's less of a gamble.
I got to stop for a second. Michael Vick, it reminds me of something. So recently, this past weekend, they did
I saw that.
Did you? They did a 40 for charity. And Michael Vick, at 40 years old, ran a 4.7 and was that upset because he thought he'd be faster.
He said, apparently I can't run anymore.
Yeah. That's crazy. That is fast for a 40-year-old man.
Yeah. Oh,
4.7's moving.
He's rolling. I wonder what Tom Brady'd run the 40 in right now.
What was 5'2" coming out of college?
He's probably 6 at least now.
I don't think it matters.
That's true.
Dude's got like 8 Super Bowl rings.
Let's rank these quarterbacks. Do you have that set up?
It is, yeah.
Well, let's
just
do
a list of them. But.
All right, so this is gonna be the first round. Should have been all right. Let's do the first round quarterbacks. All right, and where do you think they're going to finish their career in order?
We could skip one. We know who's going there.
I do.
Not even
Trevor
a debate.
Lawrence. He's not.
Well, he's going to Jacksonville, and historically that's where careers go to die.
I do think Urban Meyer, even though he's a college coach, I do think he's got a
college
great
coaches
system.
hadn't made it in the NFL.
That's true. Not all of them. Not all of them.
I mean, is he going to do the jump pass? You know, I mean, well, first off, let's be real. Pete Carroll walked into one of the best football teams at the time. He had one of the best defenses maybe ever.
He built that. It wasn't there.
The foundation for them to be good was there.
They also went out and got Trevor's running back,
which is weird. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
You know,
he got him, and then last year they got a rookie that was third in rushing in the NFL. Well, that's a pounder, the Robinson kid. So he's got weapons.
So let's say unanimously we're going to leave Trevor Lawrence at 1.
Yes.
All right. So end of his career, he's going to be the best quarterback in this draft. A name not on here is Sam Ellinger, which I'm surprised he went so late. Which I know he was supposed to be there, but I thought he was a really good college quarterback. I don't know why it's not transitioning to professional.
And the same reason Colt McCoy doesn't transition.
Well, Colt McCoy's had a long career, though.
I don't know, but it's not a good one.
I wouldn't have put him with that list. And
no,
my reason with him, and I know he threw it for a lot of yards, but when it come down to needing to make a play on third down and long, I never really seen him do it.
You got to be kidding me.
Man, he killed. I hated.
You talking about Colt McCoy?
No.
Oh, I was like, Colt McCoy was clutch.
No, Colt was
what
good.
are you talking about?
Talking about Sam.
All right.
Sam just never
I was about to go in on
Sam
you.
just never made those throws down the field. You have to
Tony,
make.
you're going to have to make a Facebook post when you leave here because I'm about to go so hard on you.
Colt, I thought he was behind Vince. I think he's the best quarterback we ever had at Texas. Behind Vince.
If Vince doesn't win the national championship, I think Colt's the best quarterback ever.
Well,
and if Colt doesn't get hurt, he probably does.
Don't get hurt.
Yeah.
I think he did.
They were going to beat Alabama.
They
were going to beat Alabama in the national championship.
They nearly beat them with their backup freshman.
He ended up at SMU and got drafted.
I'd put Lance number 2 on that list. We're talking careers.
I put Zach.
I think Zach finishes behind Mac Jones and Kyle
So you
Trask.
think Trey Lance is going to be the second? I do,
yes.
All right, here's what I'm going to go: Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, because I think he's in a pretty good situation. Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance.
Like Lance, just so we're clear, Lance is in the best situation. Yeah. There's not even a close second. He's coming into a team ready to win a Super Bowl.
He's not going to play.
Not till 8 or 9 games into the season.
I don't think Jimmy G is going to play the entire year.
No.
If they're ready to win, Jimmy G plays. Trey Lance is not better than Jimmy G.
He's miles better.
Not right now. He's not.
What, Frank?
By game 8, that guy should and will be their quarterback, regardless of what their record is.
Have you ever looked at Jimmy's
I want you
record,
to cut this clip, Cam. I want you to cut out everything Frank just said. Put a reminder in your computer for this to pop up on week 8.
He's an infinitely better player
than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Why do you think they drafted a quarterback 3? He sucks.
Jimmy was 20-1 in his first 21
It's got nothing to do with him. The reason when they needed him to win games, he couldn't do it. He's winning games because of the running game and the defense.
Well, but you still got to make a play here and there. Now, do I think Jimmy is just a stud quarterback? No, but I think he's well above average.
I don't.
Trey Lance is not a starting quarterback in the NFL right now.
I said by week 8.
You ain't gonna be by week 8. You throw that kid out there week 8, his career's done.
And I'll tell you a quarterback on that list.
I mean, it's ridiculous that you think a college quarterback from Egypt, from college we've never heard of, is gonna be better than how long has Jimmy G been in the league? 8, 9 years, maybe.
Something like that.
You're telling me just an experience? I'm taking Jimmy G.
I'm not.
If you're telling me San Francisco's ready to win now, that
games,
kid who we've never heard of before a month ago is not going to be better than Jimmy G.
In 8 weeks, he will.
But we'll see.
Exactly.
I can tell you a guy on that list that I think is going to surprise some people. I think is Trask. I think Trask is better than people give him credit for. I think that was a good pick at where they got him.
Who got him?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
Okay, that's a smart move for them. What about Kellen Mond?
I don't even know.
Where did Ellinger go? Jets, is that right?
That yesterday. I thought it was the Colts.
Yeah, it was
Colts. Yeah, Colts. Same thing.
You know, one thing I do like about Ellinger is a leader.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a leader. He's a hard-nosed kid. He's the kind of guy you want on your football team. He scares me on them 3rd down and 8. I think he has struggles with them long 3rd downs.
Give me where they're going to be, your top 5.
Trevor Lawrence, I think. I go back and forth between Mac Jones and Zach Wilson. I think Zach is the better quarterback, but he's playing for the Jets. Mac is in a great position, so I think he's got a real good chance. I think Justin is probably the second best.
Give me your list, Tony. Damn.
Okay. Well,
1 through 5. Come on.
Okay. Trevor, Zach, Mac Jones, Fields, Trask.
I'm going Lawrence, then Lance, then Fields, then Wilson, then Jones.
I don't understand how San Francisco is a great place for him, but yet they had the 3rd pick in the draft.
They traded 4 first-round picks to move up.
They traded
3 first-round picks.
Are you sure?
100%.
They traded. They traded like they traded places.
Yeah, they weren't picking 3rd.
Or they gave them 3 future first rounds.
2 futures plus this year.
To
move from 8 to 3.
To get him.
Whoever made that call is getting fired.
He better be Pat Mahomes.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck.
They wanted that kid badly.
And, actually, the coaches wanted Mac Jones.
I think in New England, Mac Jones just fits it.
I agree.
I mean, I can't.
He's
of all these
quarterback.
That's the best landing spot for any of these guys, where he landed. Now, it wouldn't have been for, like, Justin Fields, but Mac Jones in New England is just a fit. I mean, he looks like a fat Tom Brady out of college.
By far the best situation.
I mean, and I'm not saying New England's like this great football team, but that offense where you just throw the ball 5 yards every play,
yeah,
he'd be perfect for that.
I agree.
That's literally all Cam Newton can do. And what happened? You know what I mean?
Cam Newton.
All right. Well, I don't know anything about that, but I do know he was like bottom 4 in the league for the time he holds the football on passing plays.
Yeah, he's not a very good quarterback.
So that ain't gonna help you, But it's like he's taking too long to make decisions. We'll just say that.
Futures plus this
Cam, you do this every time we're live.
Every time. I can't help it. I just thought it would be funny.
I better quit that.
Anyway.
Goodness gracious.
Let's move it.
Anything that jumps out at you in the draft that shocked you a little bit?
Well, I hate the Cowboys didn't get Surtain.
I hate that they got unlucky after the Eagles jumped ahead, and then the team that was picking before us got the massive haul to move back for the quarterback for Fields. It frustrated me because I would have preferred to be the team taking the picks, moving back so they could pick Fields.
I agree. I wanted
Cowboys couldn't pick Fields.
No, what I'm saying is we got lucky the way the timing worked.
I wanted Surtain, but I will say I do think the Cowboys got the best defensive player in the draft. I think they got the best defensive player in the draft. I think Parsons.
But
is
the day of that show, that's exactly what I said. I think that they're going to move back.
Yeah, you did say that.
Because that's the only, and it just happened to fall that way. The two guys they wanted were snapped up, the two picks ahead of them, and they had no choice.
Well, the problem really is with that pick is it's almost a wash. Now, I'm not saying Van Der Esch is going to be better than this kid, but they're going to have to get rid of Van Der Esch or Jalen Smith.
Well, the problem with Van Der Esch, I think he's a monster, but he can't stay healthy. That's the problem.
Yeah. But it's really like, we got this great pick, but it doesn't really help us because we're getting rid of one of them with the salary cap dropping, and then Jalen Smith's massive contract. He's probably going to go.
And Jalen can't cover.
Well,
that's where this kid comes in and plays
Jalen's
immediately.
in a bad position, though, man. Everybody wants to give him hell, but, like, the defensive line is terrible.
True.
Like, they're supposed to keep a body off of him to run the line of scrimmage and make plays, and find me a play where he can do that. I mean, they're terrible.
Yeah, and the Cowboys did the right thing. Just all defense, and it's a numbers game. You're going to hit on a couple of them, pile up on defense, hope you hit 3 starters out of this draft and move on.
I think they're going to hit a few of the defensive backs.
Did I just see the Pacers lost 141 to 154 to the Wizards?
In regulation.
What is going on in the NBA? I saw somebody got beat by 52 points the other night.
Not a lot of defense.
That was also the Pacers, wasn't it?
The Pacers got beat by 52?
No, I think they won by 52. I could be wrong. It was won or lost, but I think they won by 52.
It was terrible.
It was bad.
Cam, pop those Eastern Conference standings up right quick. We got to cover some NBA standings.
You got to go with
I just want to point out, scroll down for me. Is that as far as it goes?
This is the East only.
All right. I just want to point out how terrible Cleveland is.
I was about to say the other teams not listed are eliminated from playoffs. That's why they're not here. So
can somebody tell me why Cleveland's so bad? Say it. Say it.
They don't have any good players? Is that
because LeBron's not there anymore? It's funny. LeBron's there. They're playing for the championship every year. LeBron leaves. They go to last. Not in the East, in the entire NBA. LeBron comes back, and they go to the NBA Finals again. But y'all want to tell me LeBron's not great.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that prime Michael Jordan put on that Cleveland roster in place of LeBron, they don't win a title.
No.
They just don't.
You know, they didn't just lose LeBron.
I'm sorry.
They lost Kyrie Irving, and then Kevin Love is
No, sir. No, sir. Don't do that. LeBron left, and Kyrie and Kevin were on that team, and they were terrible. Yeah. They were bottom fourth, not even third, bottom fourth in the NBA. They were terrible. LeBron James being there and not being there is the difference. Somebody please call in and argue with me. I'd love to.
So if the playoffs started today, you can see right now the Celtics would play the Hornets. The winner of that game is the 7th seed. Then the Pacers play the Wizards. The winner of that game plays the loser of the other game, and the winner of that game gets the 8th seed. And then they go into the playoffs like normal, if that makes sense. So the top 10 teams have a shot. That's why when we move over to the Western Conference here, Cam, you can see where some issues start happening with the teams that were supposed to be good. So the Lakers are now a half game ahead of the Mavericks for the 6th seed, and only 1 game ahead of Portland for the 7. If the Lakers fall to 7, they have a 1-game playoff with Golden State. The winner of that game gets the 7th seed, and if the Lakers lose, then they got a 1-game playoff against either the Spurs or the Grizzlies.
I would love for the Lakers not to make it, just so they can make fun of all these players for all this time off they're taking.
Exactly.
Like maybe if you'd play, like LeBron calling this stupid, I'll be honest with you, I do think it's stupid. But if LeBron has to play in for whatever reason they get beat and they're out,
yeah,
I would love it because it would stop this. What do they call it? What is it called?
Load management.
Load management stuff. Like if LeBron would be playing, they wouldn't have to worry about this.
Yeah,
but he's high ankle sprain every time he gets tired.
It's pretty stupid, but it gives us 6 basically game 7s before the playoffs even begin. You know what I mean? It's exciting basketball to watch, and no one gives a crap about the 7th. They're not going to win a championship anyway. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mr. Swole walked in here. Golly, you gotten big.
Hey, he's gotten huge, eh?
Ah, dang.
He didn't go there to be a gymnast.
Landon Jackson just walked in the house. We're going to get him on.
Landon just walked in about 20 pounds heavier with a same-size stomach. So.
Anyway, so what Morgan was getting at is LeBron James said yesterday that whoever came up with this play-in tournament should be fired.
But I've never heard him say anything about it until they were about to have to play in.
Yeah. So good for him. Here's to hoping that he has to play in it and loses the first game, just so he can deal with that stress.
Man,
I just would love to.
I'm so tired of the load management stuff, man. Like,
I do too.
I have no reason to watch the Lakers if he's not playing. You know, and I think I've told this story before. The worst sports experience I've ever had was at San Antonio. I was like 20 to 22 years old, had no money, bought tickets, drove all the way to San Antonio. What is that?
It's your phone?
Somebody got the ringtones, Christian music? All right.
Is that what that was?
I guess. Anyway, I drive to San Antonio to watch Kobe Bryant play, and he doesn't play. And
that ruins your whole experience.
I slept in my car on that trip. I mean, I was broke. Like, I really wanted to see Kobe play in person, and it was terrible. Terrible experience. I was going to buy tickets to the Lakers-Mavericks game, and thank God I looked, because I ain't trying to tell you LeBron ain't going to play, but they were still having ticket prices like he was going to play. If I hadn't looked, I'd have bought those tickets.
It's
just frustrating, man.
I'll tell you a team that's got a few injuries right now that I actually went and watched play the other day, and were one of the funner teams I've ever watched live, Denver. Watching them in person, man.
You have been on the travel.
The passes they threw, and, man, just alley-oops and passes down the court, man, they were a really fun team to watch. Mm-hmm. Went and watched Miami the week before that, and Miami was nowhere close as far as watching them in person. Never a much funner team to watch.
Stick with us. Y'all be sure to share this post. We're going to have Landon on here in just a minute after we go through our local sports. Do what? Oh, yep. I saw this come across my feed the other day. I can't remember who posted it. When you talk about somebody deserving a ring, this guy does not deserve a ring. Somebody make an argument for why he deserves a ring.
Oh, no one deserves a ring.
I cannot respect this guy.
I take that back. Maybe Chris Paul deserves a ring.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Paul makes every team
if they would have let him go to Los Angeles in that trade, he would have won a ring.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. He would have won a ring, hands down.
He would deserve one. Underrated player.
Karl Malone deserved a ring.
You can make an argument Charles Barkley did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Russell,
Patrick Ewing,
Westbrook, not so. No. I just can't, because I mean, he is everything we're trying to teach kids not to be on a basketball court.
Oh, he pads his stats.
I mean, I saw it. Not in person, but on TV. You know how you can sometimes hear them talking on court? Yeah. Ball came off the rim on a free throw. Russ is standing outside the three-point line. Ball comes off to the right. The defender doesn't even, the guy on the second block doesn't even try to get it. He's running the other way. And you hear Russell Wilson yell, "I'm coming, don't touch it." And then the guy just stops and blocks out and lets Russell get the rebound. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the triple-double thing is an absolute joke to me. Like, is he
it used to not be.
His double-double thing, great. Like, the assist stuff, he's making a difference. But this whole triple-double thing, he's not really. He's just not. You can't give him credit for stuff that is being given to him. Well, if you're going to say, he's the best hustler in the NBA, he's probably the most explosive player in the NBA. Well, but to be deserving of that, no.
And you watch look at his field goal percentage. It's not that great. I mean, he misses a lot of shots.
I mean, when he went to Houston, I remember telling y'all, this isn't going to work. Like, there's only one basketball. And the same reason it's not going to work in the Nets. Like, there's just not enough shots to go around. And right now it doesn't matter because they're playing basketball where you only play defense in the fourth quarter. But late in the playoffs when you're playing defense the entire game, they're going to get frustrated with each other.
Man, they haven't even played on the court at the same time hardly at all.
Yeah, and then Kevin Durant's going to get in his feelings somewhere along the way. It's just going to run the entire –
That's the reason why it worked in Golden State is – Clay and Steph didn't care. Like, we get it, Kevin. You're the best player on the court. Just go get yours, and we'll win, right?
I think Kevin's going to get in a Twitter
fight. I don't think Kyrie and Westbrook. I don't think Kyrie and James Harden live by that creed.
No,
at all. No,
they all want the shot.
They do. Kyrie has his issues too, man.
He's a loose cannon for sure.
Wait, he's a flat earther. Do you know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my God. Somebody just slapped his kid in the head.
He probably believes there's a pyramid underneath Antarctica that there's another civilization living in, too.
That's a real thing. He actually believes that. Or maybe he's just trolling everybody. I don't know. But he says so much stupid stuff that I have to believe he probably does believe it. Hey, anyway, y'all talk about the app. While that's on the screen, I'm going to give Landon my headset and let y'all roll with him.
All right, cool.
That work?
Yeah, download the Texarkana Gameday app. I just got an update yesterday. We've had over 2,500 people download it.
That's quick.
Yeah, really quick.
It's been out about a week.
Yeah, about a week. Get live updates. I try not to just push a ton of push notifications out. It needs to be kind of a pretty big deal for that to happen. So,
by the way, the app was completely my idea. I had to make Morgan do it.
I don't know about all that.
That's a lie.
I know you're about to say, I know you didn't help me pay for it. But, yeah, so.
I wanted to take credit for it.
Yeah, so we're going to be adding more schools. Right now we have the 4 Texarkana schools. We're getting schedules posted for the fall sports. We got the spring sports up now. There's news stories. What else on the app? If you go to our website's been revamped too. I don't know if you've seen it. It's really cool.
I don't get on computer, man. I looked at the app.
Go to txkgameday.com and go to staff directory, and then take a screenshot of Mr. Langford here. And so while you're doing that, we got the man with us right here, Mr. Landon Jackson, in the house. I don't know if he's put on 40 pounds. So you weigh 285?
No, about 275.
I tell you, he went on 285.
Close enough.
That's what Tony's been hanging around me too much. I go to a basketball game and we'll leave there and like 8 people have triple doubles. I've been rubbing off on him. I'm trying to find a way to make it more. I'm here to promote the kids, man. I'm trying to make it more exciting.
But either way,
I just giving double and triple points to people.
Because you left at what, 245?
Yeah, I left at 245, but I had like no muscle on my bad ankle leg. But
Mr. Loney says you look like Godzilla next time. First off, Mr. Loney, your boy been working out. All right, your boy's been working out. Evidently not as hard as Landon.
Hey, we going on the border while I go and woman looked at him and said, "Oh, you're a big man."
Are you so big that you don't sit at booths anymore? You're like, let me go and get this table.
I mean, not really.
It's coming.
I said, "Do you get that a lot?" He said, "Yeah." Then we go sit down at the table. A few minutes later, someone comes up and goes, "Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you, great job on LSU." I said, "Man, I'm sitting with a celebrity over
that was
here,
going to be my question. What are you celebrity status down there? And I'm not asking you to like brag on yourself, so you can answer it because I'm asking you. Like, what is it like to be an LSU football player?
In Baton Rouge, you'll get a lot of questions a lot. So I mean, down here it's not as like I don't have as many people coming up to me and stuff. But in Baton Rouge, if we walk into like the mall or a restaurant or really anywhere, you're going to have a lot of people coming up to you.
Really?
Yeah, he told me, we had the same question. He said there's a lot more people in Baton Rouge that come up and talk to him because, playing for LSU.
Well, shoot, I saw him somewhere the other day or a picture of you.
You can't miss him.
He was wearing all LSU. He even had LSU shoes on. I was like, this dude is decked out. I think it's game day. So are you living on campus?
Yeah, we got on-campus apartments.
All right. Well, how far is it from the stadium?
About not even a quarter of a mile.
Do you really drive hardly at all?
No. Like, I'll fill up my gas, and I won't have to fill up gas until I come back down here. And I only came down like 2 or 3 times last semester.
Man, you sound like Drew.
So I never
drove 300 miles in 2 months.
Drop it on him. Look at it. There we go. Tony Langford. He has no email, so don't click on it. Second best roofer with the last name Langford in East Texas.
They're trying to say my dad. Come on now.
Your dad's a better roofer than you. He's down there in Tyson Jimerson's area in Gilmer.
Yeah.
What's going on, Tyson? Tyson's my good buddy living in Gilmer.
Well, I guarantee. I bet he knows my dad.
I played ball with his son when we were younger.
Who?
Bryson.
Oh, I was like, his son?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Bryson. Yeah. Bryson's going and playing somewhere.
Yeah, he's
can't
playing
remember.
football.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where.
I can't remember where off the top of my head, but he had a good high school career. I know his senior year could have been a lot better. He just stayed injured and then had staph infection. And it's just that had to have been tough for like Tyson is the ultimate competitor, and then I ain't hating on you, Tyson, because you're my boy. But it's got to be tough being his son. Your dad and your mom, I don't even have to ask. I know they were both athletes. Your dad, for sure, an elite athlete. I don't know what your mom's. She played volleyball, right?
Yeah, she played volleyball at Muni State.
Okay. So she was an elite athlete as well. And Tyson's expectation of these kids are something completely different than everybody else. Like, you know how like these kids are going to play PlayStation this and that. Not at the Jimerson house. that is not going down at his crib. Like, you're going to go play. Let's go to the gym. Let's get 500 shots up. Oh, you don't play basketball? Well, it's raining outside, so you're going to play it today. You know, he plays no games in the Jimerson house. But man, speaking of Gilmer, they're going to be loaded.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
You think they got it for Carthage?
It's going to be a good game. It's going to be good. I mean, I feel like both teams are. I mean, Gilmer's returning a lot more, in my opinion. A lot better, younger talent. But, I mean, you just can't bet against Carthage.
Yeah, so Carthage, their offense, by the way, they had the ring ceremony last night. New rings.
Yep,
they've ran out of new rings for these guys. So it looks like your ring, but where yours is double layered, theirs is quadruple layered. So it sits up even higher. You can't wear the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you definitely can't wear your ring unless you just don't ever plan on getting something out of your pocket. But their rings, you cannot wear them. Yeah. Man, there ain't nowhere you can wear them. But anyway, they gave up 5 touchdowns last season, the entire year.
Who, Carthage?
Carthage. One of them was to Pleasant Grove. 2 of them were to Gilmer in the state championship game, and I think Gilmer scored on them one time in the regular season. Yep. And they're returning 9 starters. I don't know anything about their offense. But their defense is going to be nasty.
Yeah.
Unless they have Pleasant Grove luck.
One thing about them is
then they'll all get injured.
One thing is, though, they're just so methodical, man. They just sit there and 5 and 7 yard you to death, and there's just really not a whole lot you can do about it.
Man, I remember watching that state championship game, and I think I remember texting Coach Fuller, actually, or maybe it's Coach Gibson, and was like, I was not expecting this. And literally, I think they responded with, just give it a quarter. You know? But, you know, but in their defense, where somebody goes out talking mess about them, they did say, hey, if the kids believe, anything's possible in high school football.
No doubt.
And I was like, good luck with that. But we'll see. But anyway, as Tyson would say, I don't want to hear nothing because y'all weren't playing in it. You know? Anyway, tell me a little bit more about LSU. So you're out of the boot. I see you're lifting weights. Did you get to practice at all during spring practice?
No, I wasn't able to practice. I'm just now starting to like run full speed again. And I went to the track this morning and ran 16 110s. So just trying to get back in shape right now.
I do that every morning.
It's worked out great for him. 16 110s. What are you benching now compared to what you were when you left?
It's hard to tell. I mean, my last day down at LSU when we were our lifting down there, we finally, because every day for the most part we got like this machine connected to us, kind of seeing how quick we're going. So we do lightweight and seeing just how fast we're moving the bar. But the last day we just put on heavy weight, and I got up to, I want to say 325, and then got it for 3 reps.
All I heard out of that is you have something connected to you that tells them your performance.
Yeah, it's like, it's not connected to me, but there's this, it's hard to explain. There's like a camera or something that's locked in on the bar to see how quick the bar is moving.
Okay.
Yep.
I would not have done well with a camera like that.
What are you benching right now?
He just told you 325 3 times, so it's probably what, 385?
Yeah, I'm max at Donnie's actually and got 385.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
That sounds about right. I know my math.
That's real good, especially, I mean, he got them long arms. That makes a huge difference. I mean, that's impressive.
What we all want to know about, they came out with a depth chart yet.
Oh, you're asking if they'd have? They have, but I'm not on it because we got like the depth chart and then to the side injured list. So
that makes sense. Yeah. See, you wouldn't want to put you on there if you haven't been practicing.
Yep.
So how excited are you for, I guess,
the fall?
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited. I'm doing all I can to make sure I'm going to be ready by then.
So you're going to be here all of May. How did that happen? Aren't you in school?
Well, we just, last week we just finished our last exams, and there was 8 early enrollees, and if we had all A's and B's, and they let us go after spring game. So, and they said we could just finish our work on the computer at home.
All A's and B's, huh?
3 A's and 1 B.
How's the girlfriend liking it?
She's liking it. She's enjoying it.
Good. I saw y'all at prom over the weekend.
Yeah.
Liked her dress. Pretty dress. I see you were all decked out like you were
driving Range Rovers.
Yeah, driving Range Rover. What's that movie called? The Miami movie. He was Scarfaced out. wearing with the gold chain and everything. How was it? Well,
Prom?
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. It was good to be able to come back and everything. I mean, it wasn't like, I don't really know how to explain. I mean, it was about average.
Yeah, so
Wasn't bad, but it wasn't just amazing.
worth coming back
Yeah.
for, though. Get to
Yeah,
see all your
yeah,
friends.
it was.
Not one last time, but you're not going to be able to be at graduation, are you?
I don't even know.
Don't know yet.
I mean, it depends because we haven't got our schedule for summer yet. But if we get Fridays off, then I'll be able to come back. But if not, then no.
Tell them they need to give you a plane, get you back as fast as possible after these
Yeah.
practices. That's crazy to me. They wouldn't let you leave just for your graduation.
I feel like they would, but it's more so my mom told me if we are in practice, she's not letting me. Yeah.
I can see that. Your mom just
Yeah.
seems like a competitor.
Yeah, she's saying, like, yeah, I'm not.
She's like, I ain't spending all this money on season tickets to come watch you stand on the sideline, huh? You ain't missing no practice.
Nope.
I like it. So what's been like the biggest eye-opening thing to you in college? Because you're around some world-class athletes. Not saying you're not one of them. I just, on a daily basis, you're around some dudes you know, or have got a pot of gold at the end of their career.
I'd say the parts just fitting everything in, like during the day, just the long schedule, and it's just, I mean, day doesn't end. That gets tough, and then, I mean, something that's really sparked my eye though is the speed of the game. Like, not even being out there, just from the sideline watching the game, like in practice and everything, it's just so much faster paced than high school. Like, they'll be going through drills, and they'll do 5 to 10 minutes worth of drills in a minute, and they'll just have multiple different areas going on, and it's just, I mean, you really got to focus.
And is the size what we all hear about? I mean, is it like, are the guys as big as, we act like they are?
Bigger than high school, not as big in my opinion, like as I thought they were before I got there.
I saw the picture
of
you walking to the spring.
Yeah,
you look bigger than everybody else. I remember being like, I know you're a big dude, but I was expecting somebody to be as big as you.
I mean, the O linemen, like the first, basically all the left and right tackles are pretty good size. They're all about anywhere from 6'5" to 6'8", and they're not just fat. I mean, they're built up and everything, and I mean, they're good sized.
I met Tyron Smith in person one time, and if y'all know who he is, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. He plays for the Dallas Cowboys. He has a 30-inch waist, and he weighs 320 pounds.
Are you serious?
And I saw that, and I always kind of thought, there's no way. I mean, there's just no way, dude. He does. It is nuts how big that man is.
Notice how long his arms
That's why my next thing was, and the next thing that struck me, because I was looking for that, I was like, this can't be true. I don't even know how this guy shops. I mean, his legs are huge, but his waist is small, so he's got to buy like 36, 38 jeans just to fit around his legs. And then his arms, let's say he wears an XL or even a 2XL. Let's give him a 2XL. All right. He's probably got to buy a 4XL. His arms are, if my arm was right here, it's probably that much longer than mine. Keep in mind he's a lot taller than me. But just like the muscular part of his arms are like,
they're long.
They're freaking huge. Like, they're just bulging out of this guy's shirt.
See him pushing people off and the wings.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, God, if you'd have grew up in like early 2000s when like loose-fitting clothes were in, you'd have been that dude. But now you just kind of look ridiculous. Like, it's an unbelievable body type that guy has.
I guarantee he has to get some stuff special made.
Oh, yeah. What else I have about college? So we went to the LSU campus. We're going to go to the LSU campus on our way in June, so we'll probably stop in and see you if you're available. We're going to be passing through there to stop by and say hi. My son, is a huge fan of yours. I found an old NCAA game, and he's created you on there, but you play running back, and you're like 6'8", and you look absolutely ridiculous. But he's got you on there, and he misspelled your name, and you're number 42, I think, and
close enough.
Not the right skin tone. You do have a visor. You got gloves. I mean, you look the part. You just don't look the part. He's in first grade. It's like, who is that? I'm like, that's Mr. Landon. I think he's number 40. Okay, like you're number 42. Anyway, that's got to be cool to have these kids out here. I told him you were in town the other day, and I mean, he about died. These kids get excited to see, because I mean, you're on that edge where like real deal celebrity, not just in your hometown. Like first season at LSU, I mean, it's there, and these kids like I still remember. Like Bobby Taylor was the first one for me. He was the first. I'm gonna say like big name that I can remember that I was like, I like that guy. He was always super nice to me. Anytime I saw him, I know he didn't know who I was, but he would always be super nice. To this day, I still think Bobby Taylor's the what.
Well, Bobby Taylor was a heck of a defensive back.
Oh, I know. I mean, I remember every Saturday watching him at Notre Dame, and like I didn't even know the guy. I just would watch him play basketball, and it was just a cool experience to like, oh, I know him. He
would have been a lot better if he didn't play for the Eagles, but I mean.
Yeah, he ended Michael Irvin's career. I don't know if you remember. That was him, I know you don't know who Bobby Taylor is, but he played at Notre Dame, was a first-team All-American, drafted by the Eagles. Not a Hall of Famer,
he was
but
a taller than normal defensive back that was a really good ball player.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here looking at it like my son, same thing, dude. He freaking loves him some Mr. Landon, what he says. And I had, that LSU helmet I got, I had to take that home. People are trying. It was in this case right here. On 2 separate occasions, I walk in and it's not in the case. I had to take it home. Some people were trying to, I guess, were gonna steal it and then change their mind. Like 2 different times it was out of the case and not sitting on the case. One time it was on the couch by the back door, and another time it was under this thing over here.
Wow.
So, like, I finally just had like, I guess I might take this home. Somebody's trying to jack it from me. But what do we got going on here? Looks like Jay Davis is watching from home.
Jay Davis don't work much, so he's probably.
He's got a nice house not to be working. Well, look at this. Dang, Jay's living large.
That's what happens when you're a city councilman. And
I'm gonna send this over to Cam. Let everybody see how he's living. Let everybody see how Jay Davis is living.
Yeah, exactly where he lives too.
So, man, all the coaches are nice during recruiting.
Yeah.
How is it in real life?
Not as intense as I thought it'd be. Still a lot.
You better not be saying stuff like that out loud.
I mean, it's still like. I mean, you could. They all care about us,
Yeah.
I mean, they'll get into us and everything, but I mean, at the end of the day, they'll still text us every night, check in with us. I mean, Coach O, he probably says something to every player on the team, at least 3-4 times a week.
I still cannot understand a word. He says.
No. Well, let me ask you this. I'm not going to ask him because I don't want him to answer and get himself in trouble. I'm going to ask you. Do you think they were doing this last year, before the transfer portal, where you can just go anywhere you want?
Calling as often? Probably not.
No, I don't think so either.
Because now you've got to stay on top of your recruits.
Yeah.
I mean, you're as a coach, you are a very, very busy guy, and to call out to your recruits every day pretty much,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
I just can't imagine they were doing that a year or 2 years ago.
Don't mean they weren't.
Because they had all the power.
Yeah.
Now you have all the power. And whether they probably don't want you to think that, but it's the truth. How's Marcus doing? I know he's supposed to be on in the morning. Hey, there's Jay Davis's crib. Sorry, Jay. Look at this. Got some nice furniture over here. Probably got, an 80-inch TV,
Yeah, got the wood floors going on.
Look at all these doors he's got down the hallway. Hey, Jay Davis living large.
That's what Jay does.
So he's a
I
always tell everybody he's a congressman.
Yeah, he's a banker, a congressman, and what else is he?
There's a bunch of stuff. He's on the board of one. He's calling MMA fights now.
Oh.
Doesn't seem like a very congressman thing to do, but anyway, I always tell everybody he's a congressman. But nobody ever corrects me. They're probably like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But
he was running one of them tables at the graduation.
The casino night.
Casino night.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
Huh.
I don't know if I'd want him running my table.
No, Jay's a trustworthy dude. He worked. His office is too close to the safe
Yeah.
to not be trustworthy.
Well, they're actually.
You ever walk in a bank and the safe is open, and you're just like, y'all trust these people way too much. The one that always gets me is the one in the big Farmers building by the hospital.
Yeah.
And you walk in there and that door is wide open. And you're just like,
After this show, they're going to go close that.
I mean, and I'm sure, like, there's got to be something I don't know, but, like, I wouldn't even steal nothing from somebody, and I think about it every time I walk by. I'm just like, I wonder how much money is in these boxes that are just sitting here, just whatever's in there.
You gotta do it. You gotta go big,
Oh yeah. I'll tell you one thing: having it open, that son of a gun is like this thick. You ain't breaking into that thing.
Oh, no.
But they're just leaving it wide open. Maybe they're just trying to flex on everybody. Let them know. Hey, if you come back later, this is what you have in store, so don't even try. Looks like it's got 20 of them little locking
They
things.
still got that safe like that in the old Texarkana downtown. They haven't took it out. It's still there.
So my boy Tony Rivera is watching, coach at Glade Water. We're going to have a good team next year. Hey, you see we're going into Longview?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Excited about that?
Yeah.
Longview should be a big area for us. It'll open up doors to get into a couple other towns I'm looking in.
Yeah.
So after your playing days, I'll pay you more than minimum wage. Come work with us. Probably not gonna be what you're used to, but it's, you'll need something to do. You can't just be rich and do nothing. Got to have something to do.
He's not told me his plans after that.
He told me, and I don't think that's a good route for him to go. If he told you what he told me,
he told me real estate. Well, he told me.
Oh, insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah, that's totally different from what you told me.
What did I tell you?
I can't say it on here.
Oh.
You remember what you told me?
I've said a lot of things.
You wanted to open some clubs.
Yeah.
Just not the kind of club we're thinking about. I was like, you probably need to leave that alone.
No, they'll shut them things down in Texarkana.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, just put one out in New Boston. I don't know who you're gonna get to work there, but
tried once.
I'm assuming this is Razorback Billy saying congrats on all your accomplishments. You know Billy Lavender?
Oh yeah, he coached me for about 4 to 5 years.
Really? That's how you turned out so great. None of Tony's players are going to LSU. Shout out to Billy.
Hey, they're going to a bunch of other ones, just not LSU. Okay.
Hey man, I'm just throwing the stats out.
Yeah,
here,
but a lot of my players aren't 6'8" and.
Here we go. I mean, if you were a good coach like Billy, it would just you'd make it happen. You know what I mean? You just make people 6'8".
Hey, he has worked for what he's got over there, but that dude won the genetic lottery on top of that. So if you combine his work ethic with his genetics, that dude his sky's the limit, man.
So I saw you got drafted.
The Dave Campbell's thing.
You know what makes me so mad? I didn't think of that. Like, that's something. Am I wrong, Cam? That's something I think about, and I didn't think about that. I'm such an idiot. I could have done like a top 10, and then just did like the last 2 or 3 years and have them get drafted. It'd have been awesome, Dave. I'll do it next year. But Dave Campbell definitely got me on that. Shout out to whoever did that. That was genius. And Jason Walton said you couldn't hoop. No, he said you could hoop. Never mind.
They could.
Yeah.
Hey, I watched him.
He said Lavender could hoop, not you. No, I have heard Lavender could hoop.
Yeah.
You're too out of control. I done seen you
I
jump
wasn't
over
when I was
some-
younger. I mean, I was my prime in basketball was 6th to 8th grade. Got to high school and stopped playing.
Your junior year, I specifically remember you falling over somebody's back at Liberty Islo and thinking they need to make him quit playing. And then you were like, I'm going to go play baseball. I'm just like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like, you can be a football player. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
He was a decent baseball player growing up.
I mean, coached by Billy, I'm sure.
I don't know that had a whole lot.
If he was on this Langford, whatever you call it, Langford Sticks, I don't know so much.
He'd be at LSU for baseball.
One thing's for sure, he'd be writing Facebook posts about you.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what? Just because. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm sure y'all got something to do, but I ain't got nothing to do after this. We're going to call Billy Lavender.
If he picks up.
Oh, Billy's going to pick up. Billy ain't doing
There
nothing.
he goes.
You there?
You got him.
I'm
Boots.
here.
What's up, man?
What's happening?
Man, we got Landon Jackson on the show. And
I know. I've been watching.
Tony
I've been
Langford.
watching.
Well, then you also heard Tony Langford basically said you ain't nothing.
Well, that's, I can't dispute some of that, but some of it I can.
Well,
No, boy, Landon's been a good kid his whole life, and gone on and done well, and will continue. And man, can't say enough good things about him.
are you willing to take responsibility for his success?
For a really, really brief period of time in his life, no, I'm not.
Hey, Tony, would you take responsibility?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and I like it. I like it.
I will tell you this: we used to practice baseball in Leary, Texas, and there wasn't a fence to hit it over, but the next adjoining property had a church, and Landon used to regularly hit them off the wall at the church.
Hey, I'm going to tell
fun.
y'all this, something I know about Billy. I noticed the other day. I was in a restaurant eating, and his face was on the table, and it said Razorback Billy on the table. And I was like, I've never been in a restaurant and seen Razorback Billy with his...
Well, it's
Hey,
weird.
listen.
He's got a bunch of different personas.
Yeah.
You know?
We were practicing one time, and Landon didn't bring his helmet, and I made him wear trays and had a big Razorback on it, and I've got a picture of it, and I thought, there was a chance of him calling the Hogs at one time, but he went against it.
We all knew that
I'll
wasn't
root
happening.
for Landon. I just
I
can't root for the
thought
Tigers.
for sure he was going to University of Texas, and his mom was going to marry the coach. After that one time on national television, he's out here loving up on your mom, and I'm like, oh, does he know he's on TV? Was that embarrassing to you?
A little bit.
Hey, it's probably not going to be. I'm sure I could Google it and find it. It was hilarious.
Oh, man.
He was like, man, forget your son. What's up?
Yeah.
So you never even got to visit LSU. What was your best visit?
I went there the year they won the national championship. I went to the A&M LSU game.
Ah, okay.
But besides that, I haven't had any officials. But
Yeah.
my best,
Did you ever make it to an Arkansas game?
No, but I visited Arkansas a lot, like in the spring.
I've heard they've got
Trash.
a great campus. I have heard they have a great campus, though.
He's going to get a chance. He's going to get a chance to go to Fayetteville.
Actually, I went down to one of their games, but I didn't go to the football game.
That's about what you do. If you go to a Razorback game,
The fun part.
You pregame and don't go to the game.
A lot of times is outside of the football game.
yeah, it's outside of the football game, 8 o'clock in the morning. Because they only play 11 o'clock games at the University of Arkansas. So get out there and tailgate from 8 to 9 a.m.
It
Yeah,
might be
we've been
better
beating
just to go watch a
Texas,
baseball game, though, up there.
No, hey, Billy, that's a good question. Why isn't just being a great baseball school enough for the fans of the University of Arkansas?
Well, because we're a great softball school, we're a great track school, we're a great swim school, we're a great party school, we're a great. We lead the nation in about everything except football.
Well, we were waiting for you to name a sport on that.
Yeah, so I guess why can't the fan base just be okay with all right, we're not good.
Because there's only one school and they can't jump ship to something else in Arkansas.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know the University of Arkansas is the best football team in the state of Arkansas.
You don't?
I mean, I can make a strong argument. I'm not saying last season.
I mean, you're coming from. You're a Texas fan, right?
I'm a Texas fan. Yes.
Okay. Well, enough said.
I mean, we're out here. We've won a national championship that everybody alive can remember.
Y'all did.
Everybody can remember this.
We won a basketball national championship.
And
we don't consider ourselves a basketball school.
Y'all had a great basketball team this last year. I just don't understand.
Absolutely.
Like Brian Bolt's on here the other day talking about he bet me $150.
I listened.
All right,
that was ridiculous.
Thank you. But most Razorback fans agreed with him. And I don't understand. At least I know, Texas is not. They're not going to beat Oklahoma. They're not going to play for a national championship. I know that.
Yeah.
Razorback fans.
Oh yeah.
I guess are the best fans in the world.
Listen, there's. It's just like any other school. And now that there's social media, you typically hear those people. You're not going to hear the people. People aren't going to go and badmouth their school on social media, so that would be the one. I mean, I know that Arkansas hasn't been very good, but I'm not going to go and badmouth them or whatever. And so the ones that you hear are the irrational people.
So
you're
basically describing him perfect, Brian Bolt.
I'm not Brian. I didn't say that. Brian,
it's just an irrational individual.
He knows we're not top 2 of the SEC or anything like that. But I like his positivity.
We were looking at the schedule, and man, honest to God, Billy, y'all may be lucky to win get to 500.
Oh, but we thought last year we'd be lucky to win 2.
and that's what y'all
I
want.
mean,
Didn't you win 2 games?
You got to start somewhere. We're starting to recruit. We're starting to get some folks in there. And
hold on, y'all beat LSU, right?
No. Went
Year
down
before
to the
they beat
wire.
LSU. Year before they beat LSU?
No, they lost to North Texas that year.
No.
Oh, that's the one they lost to San Jose State. They paid them $1 million to come beat them.
In North Texas.
And they beat.
Well, that's when we were in the left lane. We were in the wrong lane. We needed to be in the right lane, and we had hammer down in the left.
These Arkansas fans are ridiculous.
Did you see the trick? Remember the trick play that North Texas?
Yeah, the punt return. Only an Arkansas Razorback would fall for that. It had never worked before or since, but against Arkansas it worked.
Hey, any publicity is good publicity, and we had a lot for that one.
Hey, I was at an A&M game during that.
You can laugh at the University of Arkansas, Landon, just so you know.
Landon, don't do it. Don't let them draw you in, buddy. You may be working for them someday. You may be coaching there or playing with a bunch of Razorbacks in the NFL.
He said he likes winning too much. Hey, Billy, real quick, let me get your opinion on something before we run out of time here. All
right.
Chad Morris just got inducted into the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. Deserving or not?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think so. I think anytime he wasn't elected for anything that he's done in college or anything like that, or anything that happened at Arkansas. I mean, he was a very successful coach at Clemson, and for what he's being put in, I've heard Coach Stanford talk about him and all of his successes. And yeah, I think he's very deserving. I mean, you talk to an Arkansas fan, all they're going to think about is what happened in Arkansas, and that was not very good at all. But yes, I mean, anybody that's elected to something, I would say is deserving.
Do you think? How long do you think it's going to? Not that Allen needs to be turned around, but I can't believe they lost a coach that lost 4 games, and they somehow lost them. So obviously they're stacked. I mean, are we seeing immediate impact? Are they playing the state championship next year?
I don't know, but I do remember the first night Chad Morris flew into Texarkana and Billy jumps in his vehicle and goes to the airport.
I got a call. I knew he was going to be there.
Sorry, I had to bring it up.
I thought you were talking about when he flew over to the stadium.
No, he flew when he first got hired. He flew into Texarkana. Billy got in his car and drove up to the Texarkana airport as fast as he could to meet him.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
I'm a Razorback fan. I'm not a Fairweather fan.
No doubt.
I'm not irrational. I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, I do have a hog on my tooth, but that's a whole nother show. And I didn't lose a bet, Morgan, for that.
Well, all right, brother. We know you got.
All right, y'all be careful.
If you need a home
I love y'all's show, and y'all keep it up.
Yeah, we need to have you on one day. What are interest rates right now?
They're lower here than they are where Jay is.
All right, we got 2 game day guys you can choose from.
Billy, I need to unload. I need to unload some phone calls, so please get to work today.
I got you, baby.
So, with the housing market like it is, I guess people are getting more money from their houses. Have never been worth more than they are today.
Ever.
You recommend refinancing or selling?
Both.
Okay.
I recommend selling for all my realtor friends, and I recommend refinancing for all of my friends that just want to stay where they are.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Billy says call Jay Davis for refinancing or buying new homes.
Texarkana Bank, baby. Here today, here tomorrow. See ya.
But that's a Billy dude, man. He's a trip.
Really, he's a great guy.
You got 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, I got all day.
Don't tell me that, because I really do have all day. It's either do this or go fishing in the pond behind my house, and I think I've caught every fish in that pond. So I know there's nothing big in there. What I've been catching at the lake, I've been bringing back, putting it in the pond, and I've been finding them dead.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, were you just watching a second ago?
Yeah,
All right, we want you to respond to Billy Lavender.
I did. I just said easy on the chat.
No, I didn't even see I can't look at the thing while we're doing this.
Oh, okay.
All right, so what do you recommend right now? Refinancing or selling?
It really depends on what you're wanting to accomplish. I mean, rates right now are going to be benefiting all parties. And, I mean, if you think that you're going to stay in the same place for the next 5 to 7 years, refinancing is a home run. If you're not, it's going to be a great time to put your house on the market and just see and test the waters. I mean, you've got houses that are going for about 10 to 15% more than what they were going for last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Jay, how are you getting them done sitting at home watching us on TV?
Well, I'm now on my phone. I'm now on my cell phone about to walk in the door of the bank.
Oh, okay.
You want me to send you a
I'm
picture of
just
my
checking.
office now?
Does it look pretty comfortable in there?
Hey,
Well, you know,
Jay does have a
my-
nice
my-
office. I don't know if
My
you've ever
wife
seen
does wonders with the money we make.
it. Nobody can spend it like your wife, huh?
That's right. That's right.
All right, big dog.
All right, y'all have a good day.
All right, we'll holler at you.
Peace.
Before we get off here, do you have the job fair thing, Cam? Let's pop this up here real quick. Need to talk to y'all about something. It is time for Texarkanians. Is that what they're called? Texarkansans? What are they called, Tony? You've been living here a while.
Yeah, I can barely say Texarkana.
Anyway, so Thursday, it says from 2 to 7. We'll probably be more like 2 to 6. Excuse me. Express has they typically have about 35 jobs a week that need to be filled. Right now, they're over 100, and that was 2 weeks ago when I talked to them, so it's probably even more than that. We have great jobs available. We have entry-level jobs all the way up to C-level position jobs available. We were going to have this last Thursday. It was obviously bad weather, so we're going to have it this Thursday. You can stop by at our location behind Target. We'll be set up in the parking lot, Phone Pros. Express personnel will be here taking resumes and doing interviews on site. We need to get people back to work. We have companies here in Texarkana, and I can't say who, but they may have to drop certain shifts because they don't have the people to work.
Guys, that unemployment's going to run out one day.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. I saw some of the stuff where it was like, if you make, $15 an hour, you make less than you do if you're on unemployment. So, I mean, I get it, but, that is coming to an end really, really quick. These jobs are open right now, and somebody's going to get these jobs. And if you're waiting on that
for jobs then.
Yeah, and if you're waiting on that to run out, then you're getting jobs that these people who went ahead of you didn't want.
Yep.
That's how I'm going to take it anyway. But we'll be out here. We'll be talking about all the jobs. A lot of companies here in town that have positions available. They're going to be on set. We're just trying to do our part. We have a pretty big platform. We want people to know what's available. We're also partnering with TXK Today on that, and it'll be streaming to their page as well. So if you want, stop by. Joey will be here. I know how big of a fan you are, Joey Martin. He'll be here telling us about everything they have available.
Guys, Joey owns Express. He does a very good job at what he does, and he really cares about the community, and he's a very good guy, to the point that he actually come 2 weeks ago and watched my kid play baseball, and that for me means a whole lot. So he's just that type of dude.
Yeah. When my son was sick here recently, Joey, I mean, I ain't going to say blew me up, but he cared. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just a great businessman, great leader in our community. And, he's been a Gameday supporter from day one when it wasn't worth paying for to be a sponsor, He's been sponsoring. So we're going to do this, help him out, and just help the people in our community. We need to get people back to work. Landon, you might be able to find you a summer job.
Oh.
He makes too much at LSU. Oh, he almost said it. No. He almost said it.
Technically, we're not allowed to have jobs because of college. Like as a college athlete, it's easier just to not have a job than have a job, because if you have a job, you gotta basically show.
Like go to work?
No, you gotta have your boss connected to your coach. You got to have your boss basically sending to the coach and like the people that work at the school that you're making the same amount as another person around my age. So it's like,
to be honest with you, y'all put in so much work. It is hard to have a job.
It is.
Period. Even if it wasn't for that.
Because there's been a lot of cases like in college where there will be like, let's say I worked for like a car dealership or something. I go up there and I work an hour a week, and then I'll be getting paid $1,000.
That's funny you bring that up because there was
Sounds
one
fair
about
to me.
5 years ago that worked at a
What's
car
the thing?
dealership.
I'm all for being paid for your likeness.
Yeah.
Which you'll be able to.
Yep.
I mean, don't ever charge us. But if God, I can't even use anybody local. If a car lot in Shreveport, Louisiana wants Landon Jackson to come, I don't feel like, because you're at that age where you kind of, I hate to say this, you don't have to, but you kind of do have to. Like if he asks you, oh, you want to come up here? You really can't tell him no. You can be like, oh, I got something else to do. Oh, that's fine. But if you have nothing to do, you really can't tell him no. But I feel like if somebody in Shreveport, you just happen to know this guy, he's been nice to you. Oh, Mr. Carlock, come up here and sign autographs. I feel like you should be compensated for that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like you should have to do it just because you don't want somebody. Well, I asked him one time to do this, he wouldn't do it for me, which is exactly how people think for whatever reason. And I feel like he should be paid for that.
I agree.
And I think there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to have people show up to meet Landon Jackson, which is going to happen one day, he should be compensated for it because they aren't there to come to your car lot just because.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not real big on the colleges paying for the kids, and it'd be a small amount for little bitty stuff maybe. I just think it opens a can of worms. But I think if the kids can go out and make extra money to support themselves, I mean, there's a lot of kids there that ain't got no money. Parents ain't got no money, and they don't want them to work. What do?
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
I know for a fact what an NFL player got out of somewhere close to here, and he made $20,000 that day. They paid for him to fly in, paid for the limousine, paid for all expenses while he was here. He was here for like 6 hours. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot of college players that would have filled that place up a lot more than this NFL player.
Yeah. They said they projected if the getting paid for your name, image, likeness was out last year, Sam Ellinger would have made like $4 million just based off social media, and then if he would have wanted to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Well, whenever you get to that point, I'm sure you'll have a lot of people you can mess with. But if you need digital content creation, brand stuff, that's all stuff we do. We can help you with.
That was the most.
But it's not going to hurt my feelings if you go somebody else because I completely understand.
That was the most humble NFL player I ever met.
Who?
I'm just joking.
Oh, you're talking about Jalen? Man. Jalen Smith is the worst one I've ever dealt with. I've never dealt with somebody as bad as him.
Oh, my God.
Listen, I ain't never interviewed somebody before in my life. Well, no, I take that back. It was after the golf tournament. Never interviewed a football player. And they're like, hey, man, you want to come out and do this stuff with Jalen Smith? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I do. Evidently, nobody told Jalen Smith this. Because I show up at the airport and I'm like, he's like, I'll give you one question. I'm going to be like, first off, I don't care if I interview you or not. Let's just start there. So what do you want me to ask you? I don't know. You ask the questions. Well, you only gave me one. I had a few. Which one do you want?
My funniest.
Hey, and it just got worse from there. I mean, he was man, I'm telling you, it was bad.
I found it comical because I went up there and we're bull crapping, and my son and him started talking. Well, when him and Drew started talking, they, for whatever reason, they hit it off. He supposed to be signing for 3 or 4 hours. These kids started coming up wanting autographs. We've been there 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Oh, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Him and Drew sitting there talking for about 20 minutes.
Man, I do get it. If let's say Landon's out and he's in college, you kind of have to sign autographs at that. But let's say, all right, 5 years from now he's playing for the Cowboys, and Landon wants to go take his girl out to eat dinner, and somebody wants to walk up to his table. Hey, man, I'm having dinner. That's I get it.
Dion will do that.
He was paid to be there to sign autographs.
Yeah, and did it for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, and he was supposed to do it for 3 hours. I mean, now I have a story with Dion. Longview, Texas. I'm in front of Hibbett Sports in the Longview Mall, which if you know where the Hibbett Sports is, you'll know exactly why I ran into him because it's the entrance exit. And this is before everything's open. I'm like, Dion, what's up, man? Let me get an autograph. And he said, I don't play in the NFL no more. I don't sign autographs. All right, yeah, that makes sense. But Jalen, I don't know. And by the way, we never got paid for our video, Jalen. So if you're watching, you owe me quite a bit of money with you. I'm sure he's nice.
Him and Drew loved each other, man. I mean, they sat there bull crap
Get
for
him.
20 minutes, man. I ain't playing.
Hope the Cowboys cut him. You know what I should do? Can you put something? What is it called when you put something a lien? I need to put a lien on Jalen Smith.
No doubt. Hey, so the people would walk up to him with a football. And no. I had to walk off. I was like, God. Okay.
People don't want autographs anymore, though, do they? They want pictures.
Yeah, pictures. Pictures is the biggest thing because, I mean, it's more proof that you got it, I guess, rather than.
This is true.
But, I mean, people, still sometimes ask for autographs. It's more so people that know you, closer to you, that will ask for the autographs, and then people see the first time they'll ask for a picture mainly.
So, which brings me to the thing. I have the very first autographed LSU Tiger helmet by Landon Jackson.
I'm going to have to
Can you
get
go ahead
me
and co-sign
one.
that it was very first?
Yep, it
I'm
was.
Boom, it's gonna be worth some money.
I have to get me one.
No, it's too late. I done got the first. There's
I
no
get
point in
the
having
first.
Have you signed another LSU helmet?
The little mini ones.
Okay.
I've signed a few of those.
Okay,
but that's
so
All right,
about
so
it.
I got your first and only full size.
Yep.
You could have the second.
That's fine.
I mean,
I'll take
you know,
it. I'll take it just because
I'm gonna have him do a serial number on mine, 00001.
I'm going to be 00002, I guess.
Hey, but I tell you what I would like. No, you need to keep it. I was going to tell you, if you have any game-worn jerseys that the school sells, let me buy one so I can have it framed like Trey's.
Yep.
Have you autograph it. It belongs to you. It's yours. Let me display it. Whenever career's over, you want it for game room, you just come get it. And I have no issues with that. But if you don't come get it, it may end up on eBay at some point. But you got anything else, Tony?
Man, no, we're just glad to have you here, Landon. I saw you. I didn't even know you was home. I started seeing your prom pictures. I was like, man, Landon's home. I got to hit him up. So called him. We went and got something to eat, and I just enjoy him. He's a good kid.
You are, man.
He really is. If any of y'all that don't know Landon, he's a class act, and he's definitely one of my favorites, and I feel he's one of our favorites. He has done a lot for Gameday. He's done a lot for just the community, period. You can ask him to go out here and hang out with these kids, spend his whole weekend doing it, and he'll do it. So
I've always said that of all the, and this is no disrespect to any other players, but of all the players, nobody's done more for us than Landon has.
I agree.
And we appreciate it. And anytime you need anything from us, man, just holler at your boy.
Sir.
You got anything for us? Just go Hogs or anything?
Go who?
Hogs?
Oh.
Something like that. Isn't that what they do?
Yeah,
Is this a Woo Pig Suey for us?
Yo, you hook them if you want to.
I'll pass.
Are you gonna start talking Cajun at any point?
No, definitely
Hey,
not.
If you come back talking like your coach, man, we're just gonna have to go back.
Honest to
Speak
God,
like-
have you gotten where you can understand him?
No, whenever he's not mad, yeah. When he's mad,
He's
then
not
it's just.
Have you seen Kim Mulkey yet? The new basketball coach?
Oh
Women's
no,
coach?
no, haven't yet. She came a few days. She got there a few days after I left.
Well, what's a game that I got to get tickets for this year?
Any of them?
I mean,
Any home one?
I've never been to one.
My game.
So it needs to be a Saturday night game, I think, because I hear people talk about it all the time. Hey, let me
Yeah.
ask you this.
I think we got Florida at home this year. That game's gonna be.
I'm going to ask them off
exciting.
camera because I ain't anybody trying to steal my shine. Anyway, we're way overdue here. Appreciate you